Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
I'm Mantis.
and today it's been a pretty big week. So today we have a video for you on the election, and I do mean the election of Penguin as the new crime boss in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you thought we were going
Not the
with
other
that.
one.
Yeah, not the other.
Not the
We only focus on we're focused on the Penguin in Gotham right now. So
other
I
one.
know it's been a little bit. We didn't want to bring out these videos every single episode in review just because of the fact that since we don't do reactions to them,
Mhm.
it seemed a little pointless to review them. You guys have definitely proven by Fallout and some of the other shows that you don't like when we react to everyone. So we thought we'd do a sum up. So we did the first three. Now we are going to go 4 through 7, and then we will probably do an eighth and slash overall series as it hits its finale. So Mantis, are you ready to talk about Penguin?
I am ready.
All right. Well, let's dive into. I don't want to say I'm going to dive into some Penguin. That just sounds weird. But we're going to dive on into the discussion. So
We'll waddle in.
let's. Well, dude, I'm gonna gimp it.
Hey, don't park any handicap space.
There's spaces all over the place.
Yeah, I know, that's my point.
Dude, I'm gonna gimp it. I'm not just gonna run in there.
Like, I'll cut that scene in so it doesn't make me sound terrible. And let's go. Okay, guys. So, we did the first 3 episodes and they were great, but man, have they really kind of like stepped it up a notch in these last several. 4 was intense. Mantis, what were your thoughts on episode 4?
Yeah, kind of caught me off guard. Um, Again, you assume something about someone that they couldn't be. That you didn't want to put them in a certain box, and Sophie was kind of one of those. I thought she was still kind of broken from
Sophia.
Sorry.
You don't
Well,
get to
it's
call her
fine.
a nickname, man. You're not on that level with her.
I'm gonna call her
Okay.
Sophie. I
Why don't you
feel
just
like
call her
anyway.
Soph?
Soph, yeah, Soph.
Are you that guy in real
No,
life?
yeah. Well, no, apparently she's got someone like that. Uh,
Oh,
but anyway,
we'll get into
yeah.
that.
So you do kind of see some of her past, a little bit, but also again you kind of you expect her to be one way from which how she's acted so far in the show, and you have her in this. I won't say a label or a box, but then man, she just like bursts through that into a different one.
Burst through our ceiling. You're gonna find another ceiling, and you gotta bust through that one, and you just gotta keep hammering ceilings.
Okay.
Um, I guess we could talk. We can test out our spoiler, thing that we're gonna try out. On this. Actually, you shouldn't be watching this. This whole damn thing's a spoiler.
The
Yeah.
episode's
So
going to be labeled review episodes 4 through 7. So
yeah,
if you have not seen them and you click on this, that's your own damn fault.
yeah. So yeah, you like you'd mentioned, some of the what she went through at Arkham is kind of wild. And it puts her in a different light, like you, because again through this whole show up until this point, you're kind of feeling sorry for Oswald to a degree, and again Batman's not in this show, so there's no quote unquote hero per se to come and save the day. So they try to make all of these characters, not all of them, but a lot of them, like anti-heroes or villains you could learn to love. And she, man, I feel sorry for her of knowing what happened and who put her there.
I'm not going
It's
to
a
lie.
little
I could
wild.
learn to love her. It wouldn't take a
Yeah.
lot. It would
Yeah,
not take a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
Well, my thing is exactly like what you're talking about is like the first 3 episodes kind of set Oz up and you feel bad for him. But then when you realize what happened, that she wasn't being like some of her other family members, right? Like she was trying to find out who killed her mom and who's killed these other women. And then she gets blamed for it. And of course, Oz had a big hand in that. And then, of course, her dad, and then you obviously kind
Mhm.
of like understand why she she didn't care that her dad was dead. But like, what she went through and everything, and of course what happens at the end of that episode, you don't feel like she's the bad guy, right? You're like, her whole
Yeah.
family was shit, and she was just doing what she does as a survivor. And anybody who's had difficult family life, like you do kind of like you become a like who you have to be to survive that shit, right? And she spared the little girl because the little girl's innocent, uh, and just gassed the entire rest of the family and stuff. And you're like, okay, well, they were all terrible people. So again, it's like what you said, Mantis. It's there's no hero. It's just who's the least shitty. And right now,
Yeah.
she's got that mantle.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of when I was watching that episode, especially the end, like the last 20 minutes or so. I was like, why is she taking her out and like doing a sleep outside? Like, what is happening? Um, and then of course you find out, holy shit. She's like, fuck all these people. Technically I'm not a Falcone, whatever. But what was interesting is she decided to leave. Is it Johnny? Is that his name? I forget his name. The one that she leaves alive, leaves his window open.
We'll call it that. I'm pretty sure it is Johnny. I can't remember
his name.
Well, because they kind of call him by
Yeah.
his nickname too. So but I'll have it down on the screen there, guys, because I'm kind of
was
drawing
like-
a blank on it in the moment.
Why did she leave him alive? I was like, why not just kill all of them? Like, fuck all of them.
You would have
Um,
thought.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was that caught me off guard. I didn't expect that to happen at all. So
So you're supposed to keep talking while I look this up here.
sorry. Well, we can move to episode 5. And in that episode, if I recall, that one is totally really what Oswald's trying to do is work with Sofia to get their enterprise. Yes,
You're right. Real quick, just cut you. You're right. It's Johnny Vitti. He's the
Okay.
guy. Yes. So you were right.
Yeah, so maybe because she's trying to establish her being the head of the new family, right? She needed someone that she knew she had some dirt on, which was Johnny, to keep him alive, to keep him in her corner, to kind of cement her power within the family, right? So that he's got credibility, obviously, with the family, and I know he's not totally family, is kind of like her, where he's not blood, like he married into it, right? And so, but he's still kind of she's got him under her thumb because of what he did to the matriarch of the family that's obviously dead now. But anyway, so maybe that's why she kept him alive. Little power consolidation there and some support from him. But again, Oswald trying to work his way to get that the vision of her dead brother and the shroom industry up and running. So both of those they're trying to find a way to distribute it and who they can sell to and not encroach on anyone's turf, because remember, the Falcones are all dead, right? And she's not even saying she's a Falcone. She's a what is it? Oh my God. It begins with a G, guys. All these Italian names, it's so confusing. I want to say Gigante.
Gigante.
Yeah. Is that like giant in Italian? Let me know. Kind of sounds like it should be giant. But anyway.
We'll
no,
go
that's
with that. It
venti.
sounds good.
Sorry, I'm looking out. I'm trying to use Starbucks.
Okay, Mr.
cup names.
Starbucks.
Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that whole episode, they're it's more or less those two trying to get their partnership, so to speak, off the ground. And again, the roles are kind of, I won't say reversed here, but it's kind of odd because again, Sofia has elevated herself to the top of the new family there, the crime family. Oswald used to be her driver, you find out, and her basic little bitch boy, essentially. But again, he's the whole time he's just watching, trying to find the where to press, what to do, and so yeah. But anyway, what did you think of that?
Well, it's funny because Johnny gets spared, but he doesn't make it very far through that
He
next
doesn't.
episode, and it's ironic because the weird thing is both Sophia and Oz are taking the same approach, right? When he's trying to build his empire, well, I'm fast forwarding a little bit through an episode, but they're both trying to like they're like, well, I'm gonna pay you what you're worth, and you're investing in this, and it's the same thing that Sophia does, right? She kills Johnny,
Hmm.
and then she's like, hey, I'm gonna pay you guys, instead of hoarding all the money like my family's done, I'm gonna pay you guys what you're worth. So they're like showing loyalty to their people. And then of course, what happens with Vic and jumping in to protect Oz because obviously uh Salvatore and wife and them like want to know
They
like
find out.
Oz, yeah, like they realize he's playing both sides of the fence and he's trying to he's
Hmm.
trying to put everybody against each other. So but Vic ends up kind of coming back and saving him, and now it puts them on the out. It puts him on the outs with the Maronis. So it's kind of like,
And yeah, both the families now, right? Because like,
well, because he just
so
bails on Sophia, right? Like, didn't even
well, but
attempt.
Sophia finds out. Sophia finds out, doesn't she? At that point, at the very end of the episode, she finds out that Oz killed her brother.
Oh yeah,
Like that's what the Maronis come in, and that's why they crash the party and are like, he didn't tell you that he killed your brother. Or I forget exactly the way the Maroni head bitch said what she says, but
his wife,
that ends
Salvatore's
obviously,
wife. Yeah.
yeah, right. That ends that whole anything that Oz and her had going on. That shit's nixed now. So when Vic saves him, he's like, just fucking go, leave her ass, like and so now at that point Oz is like he's kind of fucked. He has no body to kind of back him up. He's it's he's got two families, the biggest crime families in Gotham against him. It's kind of fucked.
Well, so if we fast forward into episode 6, right now we got where Oz is making a play because he needs the bliss, right? He needs the shrooms, and he
Hmm.
makes the trade for he gets the son, Salvatore's son. He makes the trade and ends up torching mom and son,
Oh
and
yeah.
they get the shrooms, realize they're fucked, but then there's a couple left, and they do that kind of time jump, like you see him, he's building the empire, right? But now you have,
Hmm.
ironically, both families kind of like the Maronis and the Falcones, their families have been decimated, and Oz is kind of at the center of it all, right? So everybody hates him.
Hmm.
And then comes the team up of Salvatore with Sofia Gigante. Um,
Hmm.
and you're like, okay, now like Oz again, this is kind of where it changed because you felt bad for Oz in the beginning, and then you realize that like he's just like he is playing everybody, and like he's not in that light where you're like, I feel bad for Oz anymore. You're like, I kind of like for me, I kind of side with Sophia the most as far as she didn't ask for any of this stuff, right? She was trying to find out what happened with her mom and knew her dad was involved somehow. Got sent to
Hmm.
Arkham for years. Oz helped. Uh,
Oh yeah, he knew the mom. He knew her dad was killing bitches. He knew, and he's the one who lied and set her ass to Arkham. I mean, oh yeah. I mean,
so it's like kind of like and going through episode 6 and seeing now that they got the underground empire building, and it's kind of funny because like as much as this is steered away from the Penguin like we are used to from Batman Returns, him
yeah,
being underground in like the
in the
sewers
sewer.
and stuff now is
Yeah,
just kind of like I was like that's kind of
yeah,
that's a bit perfect, right? uh
yeah. It was, and again, like you said, they're him kind of rebuilding the empire based off the drug trade, right? And he's got to kind of do it very quietly. He moved everything to Crown Heights, right? Because he can't be in main Gotham. It's kind of a low key area. He knows it real well because that's where he grew up. And he grew up in the sewers essentially too. I'm kind of going to fast forward to episode 7 here, but it kind of
well, let's finish episode 6 real quick with the it ends with him getting the power back on in Crown Heights, and his mom and Victor are dancing, and then obviously Sophia comes in there, and that's the last you see. You just see her standing watching them dancing. Now let's go ahead and fast forward to episode 7 because I just kind of finished off that episode. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, him being in the sewers where he's kind of building out his empire and running the drug trade from in Crown Heights. Again, he's doing a lot of this with drops with the other gangs, right? He's using their guys to distribute all this drugs. And like you mentioned, it's funny. It's because the sewer thing, being the Penguin from the other Batman movie and stuff. But also you find out a little bit about Oswald's past in here regarding his mom and his brothers and everything. And you realize too, and this makes sense with everything you've seen Oz do up until this point, of why you kind of feel sorry for him. But then you realize, like, realistically, Oz doesn't have any feelings except for his mom. That's the only person in Gotham he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else. Realistically, you could say he kind of cares to get, like, the only other thing he cares about is getting to the top and kind of showing that he's the best, that.
Yeah, but I still think that's for his mom too.
It is. It's really an ends to a means to an end, right? Like, it's really to be the top so he can give his mom a great life. Like, that's essentially what it is. But all of this, like, caring about this, playing both sides, and this, not like, it's all a facade. He's really, I forget what it is, where you can't really feel or you don't care about really anything, but it's like that's essentially what Oswald is. I mean, he didn't even really care about his brothers.
Isn't that a psychopath?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a psychopath.
Pretty sure psychopaths don't feel empathy, if I remember from my Dexter last season.
Yeah, I think that's right, because he doesn't. I mean, realistically, he doesn't really care about anyone. And in that, I'm just going to kind of speak about the scenes you saw with him and his brothers. He kind of was like a mama's boy to a degree. He really didn't gel with his brothers that much. Didn't really want anything to do with them. He fucking locked him in that sewer, the overflow tunnel or whatever. I don't necessarily think he meant to kill him. Maybe he thought there was another way out. But when it started raining, I had a feeling he knew they were going to die down there. So he did not care.
He keeps looking out the window as it's raining, right? And he sees it keeps raining more and more. And he doesn't think, maybe I need to go let them out, right?
I think he was looking out there. I think we were talking about, he's looking out the window several times. One, yeah, he's looking at the rain. I think he's expecting them to be walking, like, on their way back. Like, he's going to look out there and they're going to come running around the corner. And they never do. And then he's just like, fuck it. I'm going to watch this fucking movie with mom. I don't care.
There's a little Oedipus complex work in there.
Some fuckery there. Yeah, for sure.
So the thing is, and real quick kind of flashing back to the episode 6, he gets all the other gangs and stuff kind of under his thumb of saying, oh, we're going to take back Gotham and this, that, and the other. And you see him again, he's pushing his rise to power. But then when we hit 7, any like empathy or even sympathy you had for Oz goes out the window when you see what happened with his brothers, right? And we kind of see the fragile state his mom's been in, right? We see again, when she finally, gets up and she's in nice clothing and she's like, hey, we're going out. She makes Oz promise him as a little boy. Now, hats off to the young man who plays young Oz. He does a fantastic job. Fantastic.
I was going to say,
he's great. But you see,
the mom did good too. They both kind of.
The mom is like, dude, the way she plays, like and I'll get to this here in a minute, so I'm gonna say this real quick. But she makes him promise that he's going to give her the life that she deserved after everything that happened. But then when you flash forward to when Sophia is talking to the mom and she mentions her sons, and she kind of snaps back to that old where we see kind of dementia setting in with his mom.
Yeah.
She kind of has that she had that mental break after her sons died, right? And the way she plays it, when you kind of see the tick of the handshake in, and this, and then she's kind of going off in there, but then she snaps out of it. She just slaps Sofia right in the face and all that stuff. Like the way she's playing both sides, I mean, for me, I think almost all of them are doing a fantastic job in this. I mean, just absolutely amazing. Like Christine Milioti, she's killing it, literally. The mom's doing great. Like I said, even the little kid who played Baby Oz there, or young
Oh
teenage
yeah,
Oz, they're all
the
doing. I
acting's
mean, it's
fantastic.
amazing acting. Yeah, and the writing's great on it. Um, it's just interesting because like it's called the Penguin, but right now where you're at, nobody's rooting for the Penguin. You're almost rooting for him to fail and see what's going
Yeah.
to happen to him. Because Salvatore got taken out by a heart attack, and then of course Oz has to play it like he killed him. He's
Yeah,
like, "I
he was
beat
kind of
you."
pissed. He was kind of pissed, I think. I think he kind of wanted to be the one, to actually do it. And that kind of got like a heart attack robbed him of the satisfaction of knowing that, cuz he even says it, you need to know I beat you, right? Like he wanted it to be some giant battle, right? He wanted to be like this big thing, and then he just dies of a heart attack. It's almost like this big crime boss that I was going to get credit for taking down. Now you stole that from me. You piece of shit stole that from me for being able to kill you in battle, right? Like that's how it felt. And yeah, it was like that happened, and then Vic had to cross a line he didn't want to cross ever. He was paying off that fucking squid guy, some little douchebag, right? Like I thought he was gonna go bring him to Oswald, and Oswald was gonna shoot him in the head, like, and be done with it. And when he tried to pay him off and that wasn't working, and Vic just turns around and just pops him right in the throat, I was like, oh shit, and he had instant remorse. Like he still doesn't have that killer instinct yet. Like he doesn't have the thing that makes him snap yet. I don't know how far, if he's going to be in season 2. I could see his love interest come back in, and at least from what we know, that would be the only thing that's going to make him snap and start, really turning over to the life. Because right now he's just kind of he's got his toe in the water. He didn't dive in all the way yet, not even mentally. You know
Yeah,
what I
but I
mean?
don't know if it's going to be a love interest, something that'll make him snap, because it's kind of like if you remember Smallville with Lex when he's talking to I'm trying to think of the kid's name. It's just being put on the spot here. Well, I put myself on the spot. Ryan, he tells Lex, like, hey, you need to watch out for you're becoming dark. And Lex says, the road to darkness is a journey, not a light switch, right?
You see, Ryan, in life, the road to darkness is a journey, not a light switch.
And that's kind of the thing, kind of like what happened with Lex, I think is what's going to happen with Vic, is he's going to keep making these compromises more and more because he looks up to Oz, and he's going to keep doing these things to where then Oz is going to end up like being around Oz. He's just going to become bad. And it's going to be one of those things that, again, it's weird because usually when you have your main character, like you want him to be the good guy, or you're expecting him to be the good guy, where this guy is taking a sweet innocent kid like Victor and he's corrupting him, right? He's making him become bad. Like the motherfucker was just hijacking some rims off a fucking purple Maserati, and now you got
Well,
him shooting people in the throat,
I
right?
think
Like
I think again, one of the overarching themes, not the main theme of the show, but I think what you've noticed is Gotham turns people into bad people, even if you're good.
everything
Like,
burns.
like just give it enough time, and the city will end up corrupting you, right? Like, and yeah, you're right, because Vic is like, if you had to, his love interest left, she's gone, right? So she got out, but everyone else, like he's kind of I won't say the purest of heart in the show. Like he's the one who's done the least fucked up shit. Let's put it that way. And you can slowly, like you said, maybe it's not going to be a light switch. Maybe it is going to be more of a gradual corruption, and it's not even one person doing it. It's like literally just the aura of Gotham just makes people bad. Like they just can't help it. And
You either die a hero,
you
or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
perfect. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was kind of fucked up. when Sophia agrees to make the trade after he kills Sal and calls her. What's really funny is she was going to go through with trading. She was going to trade it. And then her shrink comes in and is like, Sophia, don't do that. Let's do this instead, right? Like, and she ends up, when she brings that car in there, I thought when he pulled that, cover in the back seat, I was like, his mom's gonna be. I thought she's gonna be in there fucking dead, and he's gonna lose it.
See, I'll say this first off: the Shrink has a bigger role to play in the Batman lore than what they've alluded to. We are not going to go into that in this episode. We are going to go into it into the final episode when we conclude the entire season. We will go into that more. So, surprise! If you don't know, you got to wait. But so the thing was that your keyboard? Are you trying to look it up while I'm talking? No, don't do it. I thought I heard your keyboard. I was like, are you looking this up while I'm talking? No.
No.
So the thing, I knew it wasn't going to be the mom in there just because of how we saw Sophia with the daughter of the family members, all the family that she killed, the daughter that survived. She realized, especially when she saw the girl was doing the self-harm to herself, that she was in those shoes and she wanted better. And again, that's where, when you see the emotion and she's having panic attacks about it, like, you feel more for Sophia because she realized she didn't want the daughter to be with this terrible family and go through what she did. And then when you see the mom and she sees the mom kind of having these mental breaks and going over about the son, she sympathizes with the mom, right? Especially because what I think is going to happen is I think she's going to turn the mom against Oz. She's going to end up finding out and telling the mom that Oz is the one that killed her sons, and turning the mom against him, because that's going to be the worst thing that they could do to Oz, is turn his mom against him because he loves his mom so much. Yeah.
She said, I want him to suffer, right?
Yeah.
And
if his mom hates him.
Yeah, it looked like Dr. Rush was kind of hypnotizing her.
Hypnotizer, normalizer.
Maybe planting some memories that aren't there, or changing some memories to kind of fuck with Oz. Or even, like making her completely forget Oz even existed, right? Would fucking kill him. Like, he would lose that.
Yeah, but because she's so broken about what happened with her other sons, and I mean, let's be real, what mom wouldn't be? If she found out that Oz is the one that did that, she would probably fucking hate him. Like, she would lose it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's I agree. Like, I think she initially put up with Oz's mom because she had a soft spot because her mom got killed, and that type. And especially when she found out she was fucking not all there, right? And was probably, again, gonna spare her to a degree. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe she was going to bring Oswald there and kill her in front of him. I don't know. The way Sal was talking, he was going to bring him back there and kill him. I don't know. I don't think they would have. If that how played out, I don't think Sophia would have wanted to kill Oz. I think she wanted to kill his mom and make him suffer and live with it. Sal's like, no. If they would have gotten Oz back to the Falcone house or the Giovante house or whatever, I think he wanted to kill him so bad. He was going to kill him there underneath the ground before shit hit the fan, right? Like, he was going to just fucking kill him.
Yeah, because the one guy kind of stops and tells him, like, hey, no, like, we got it, because he was ready. Because, again, it's that Austin Powers thing. I'm not going to actually witness them dying. I'm going to leave them alone and just assume everything went. Like, why do you want to keep somebody like that alive? If he gets away, he's going to do all this shit. It's like, go ahead and kill him. Like, it's so stupid, these elaborate fucking plans of, no, I'm going to watch him suffer. Just fucking shoot him and be done with it.
Just shoot him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, you shot 2 people on the way in here and didn't have an issue with it, but now you're going to take this long, thing. It's like, no, I'm going to put him in an easily escapable situation and assume everything goes to plan. What?
No. I'm going to leave them alone and not actually witness them dying. I'm just going to assume it all went to plan. What?
It's like, you just don't get it, do you? You don't. Like, yeah, I
Sal,
don't
you
get
just
it.
don't get it.
It's like, just fucking kill him,
Yeah.
Sal's over there like, I got a gun in my room. I'll come back. We'll shoot him together. You know. Um, so it also is interesting, real quick, final thoughts here, because it's running a little long, but we had a lot of
Oh,
episodes to
yes.
cover, right? Um,
True. Yeah.
is that Oz didn't even, and this is kind of again shows you how Oz is. He didn't even tell his guys that there's a bomb. Didn't even give them a chance to run. He just jetted, right? And it's kind of like fitting that he ended up where his brothers died, right? He
Oh,
jumped
yeah.
down there, but like he didn't even tell. So even if any of them make it out, he's lost them because he didn't even tell them, hey, there's a bomb, right? He is alienating everybody. Because even with
Yeah.
Vic,
Now,
like he's always given Vic attitude, like he's like, fuck your guilt, like get it over. Like he doesn't treat Vic very nice either.
he doesn't care about Vic. He says he does. He doesn't. It's, again, a means to an end. And again, I think, most people dying, that sucks. He could explain that away because no one survived.
If they
He's
did
going
now,
to.
if anybody survives, he's fucked.
Well, they may not know he took off. No one really saw him run. They may have just thought he was trying to get rid of it, or it blew up. I mean, I guess they don't really know. But again, you got to remember, right? In the same episode, he kind of he got the trust of the rest of the local gangs. Remember? And that's who Vic was going to get for this war that's going to happen. That I guess he thought was going to be a shootout down there. So what I think is going to happen is, obviously, at the very end of the episode, that crooked cop, which I don't know if they mention his name. In any event, that crooked cop's the one who kind of knocks Oz out, and obviously they're going to drag him into that kind of, I don't know if it was a theater that they ran into, another building.
It looked like it, and obviously they're taking his mom in there.
Right. So they're going to take him in there and try. Well, I think they're to bring him in there. Vic's going to show up with the fucking cavalry. They're going to save mom, or maybe they capture Vic and mom. They save mom, and then Oz is going to just. It's going to be this war between Oz is going to try and get to Sofia. Right. That's what's going to happen. That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. So.
Let us know what you think is going to happen, because hopefully this video will be out before episode 8 will. So I've got a couple days. I got to get that out quickly. That way it's not like people will be like, we already know what's going to happen, jackasses. We saw the episode. It's just, there's kind of no point in it. So I'm going to rush to get this one out. That way we're not into that of like, fuck, we just got to go edit it now. We know what happened. So, but let us know what you think is going to happen and how you feel about the show. Like, are you loving it? Who do you sympathize with most? Because my money's on Sofia, not just because she's hot. Just she definitely seems like the ones that's just got the shit end of the deal throughout her life, and even in the show at this point. So I'd definitely like to hear your guys' opinions. Who's the character you're siding with right now?
Yeah, let us know. I mean, again, it's hard not to pull for Oz, but man, this last episode just kind of, I feel like, quite frankly, the one that's been fucked over the most is definitely Sofia. Like, she got fucked over so much, and then, when she was in Arkham, she got fucked over there and got screwed in the head, and just like everything, just, she's had a shit life, and it's feel like it's not her fault, right? And she kind of saw that when I think she was going to kill, or I don't know, maybe she wasn't going to kill that little girl when she went and saw him at the orphanage or whatever, but
you get they hint like it was. They make it seem like she's not going to be a problem. I think when she saw her self-harming, that she kind of realized that this girl's going through exactly what she went through, right? And that kind of broke her a little bit, to where she's again, she sympathized with the little girl. She's sympathizing with Oz's mom a little bit. She didn't kill Oz's girlfriend, like she let her go, and because Oz's girlfriend's like, just don't hurt my girls, and so she's let her go. So she's definitely siding with the women in Gotham here a bit more.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We've got one more episode. I'm very curious to where, not only where's it going to go, but where's it going to leave off, and what's it going to leave for season 2, because we killed most of these two families, except now one person of the Gigante Gigante. Yeah, there we
Mhm.
go. Family, and
Yep.
all the Maroni are dead. So it's like, where are we gonna go for season 2? Batman, we need you. You got to come in here and help with the season.
Yes, Batman. Where the hell's Batman? There's major drug running going on. Shit, cities explode. He's just fuck it. I'm busy. Like,
I don't do much fighting. What? I don't do much fighting. I get to the crime scene after it's happened. And I poke my nose around, take some notes.
have feelings.
Right? I'm gonna journal.
Yeah.
So
you need to write in a journal.
Sorry, are you journaling at me?
all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one. I don't want this being actually longer than the last episode of Penguin was. So if you
Yeah.
made it with us this far, we definitely appreciate it. Consider giving the video a like. He's gonna show you the graphic of what it's gonna look like. And making me have to make it go back and forth because I don't have enough to do. Subscribing to the channel, clicking the little bell notification so you don't miss out on any of the videos. We're obviously going to have at least one, only one more come up, the Penguin, after this one, to do the series wrap up. But we also have a lot more coming out with the DCU as well as the MCU for you Marvel fans out there. Not that I feel like we have as many of those. It is a channel called You, Me, and DC, so understandable. All right. And then if there are other shows that you would like to see us kind of do some discussions, not reactions, but discussions on, maybe we haven't watched or have some ideas, let us know down in the comments. We can definitely do that as well. Or if you just fucking hate the reviews without reactions that we do, let us know that too, because,
yeah,
we're always open for constructive criticism. Notice I use the words constructive criticism, but, take that for what it is. Do your thing. We don't censor here.
Do whatever you want.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it for us here on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Later.